Shells raining down on the island of Yeonpyeong, marking the first artillery strike on South Korean soil in more than half a century. As the plumes of smoke billowed from the tiny island community, Seoul lifted the state of military readiness to its highest level short of war. Firing in response to the hail of some 200 shells from the north, South Korea scrambled F-16 fighters to the scene. The exchange lasted about an hour. Up to 70 houses and other structures were set alight by North Korean artillery shells, forcing residents to evacuate to underground bunkers.
It was like a war. My house is burned down.
The area is home to about 1,200 people and lies in the Yellow Sea near the two Koreas' disputed maritime border. South Korea's defense ministry says the North also fired numerous rounds into the Yellow Sea. Hours after the skirmish, in an announcement on state television, the North threatened further action.
Should
the South Korean puppet group dare intrude into the territorial waters of the DPRK, even 1/100th of a millimeter, the Revolutionary Armed Forces of the DPRK will continue taking merciless military counteractions against it.
It's a threat the South is not taking lightly.
Given that North Korea still maintains an offensive attitude, I think our Army, Navy and Air Force will have to retaliate against any additional provocation with multifold firepower. I think enormous retaliation should be made to the extent that North Korea cannot make provocations again.
The South Korean government convened a crisis meeting in an underground bunker at the presidential office. The president's instructions were to take a stern response and carefully manage the situation to prevent the clash from escalating, an attempt to stem the sense of insecurity spreading across the country.
I feel like I might be called up as a reserve soldier. I can really feel now that war might break out. Seriously, I'm really scared.
Relations between the two sides hit a low point in March when a South Korean warship was torpedoed near the border, killing 46 sailors. The latest aggression also follows revelations just days ago of two new nuclear facilities in the north, a light water reactor under construction and a modern plant for enriching uranium that Pyongyang says is operational. But Pyongyang has raised loud objections to South Korea's military exercise, which is underway near the western sea border, and now Seoul is investigating whether that may have something to do with North Korea's shelling. Seoul's called this attack inhumane and says it violates a 1953 armistice halting the Korean War. The two sides, though, are still technically at war as a peace treaty was never negotiated. Divya Gopalan, Al Jazeera.